Okay, she be going every single night. Day and night on my mind, pushing you to vibe.
How's it going, everybody? This is Todd Drabo. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome to a very special video. Folks, today is my 100th video on YouTube, and if you had told me 3 years ago when I started that I would be reaching this milestone, I would have told you that you are all insane, but we've made it, and it's really because of all the support that you guys have given me for my channel throughout the last 3 years while I have been doing this as a hobby, and so I cannot thank you enough for allowing me to help present this very special moment. And as I've mentioned before, I allowed you guys to decide what you would want me to do for my 100th video. Throughout the course of the week, I let you guys decide on 4 different topics that you would allow me to do for my 100th video, and I got a lot of pretty good thoughts on that. In the end, based on your suggestions, you decided that you wanted to see me react to my very first video on YouTube. And so that's exactly what we are going to be doing today here for my 100th video. Today, I'm going to be reacting to my very first video that I made on YouTube all the way back in January of 2019. No, this does not mean the PTK IOSI videos count in this. To be honest with you, I don't watch a whole lot of my past videos a whole lot because some of them could be a little cringeworthy, while others, I feel like that, it's better to just let you guys decide on whether or not you think it's good enough. But this is really one of those times where I felt like I should put that fear in the past and really go ahead and take a look back at what I worked like back in the day and how I produced my content back then compared to what I do right now. And boy, things are a lot different the way I produce content here now than I did back then. So I have my computer with me right here. I already have my very first video up, and today we're just going to take a look at what it was like to produce that video and really just get some overall reactions to what was happening in that video, and you might see a couple cringes or two from me during the midst of it. By the way, in case you're wondering, I don't have steel with me, so really I have to put this laptop on my lap for this entire video. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy all the cringiness that you're about to see here, because today for my 100th video, we're going to be reacting to my very first video that I made on YouTube back in 2019. So let's go ahead and get the earbuds on and let's get right to it. Alright, here we go. I really like making these cinematic openings back then. I really wish I'd do them again. This was when I had no life going on. I had just graduated from UCC, I had to give up my job as a tutor, and at the same time I was out PTK, and really I was completely obese, as you can see in this video. The only thing I had going for me during that time was, of course, transferring to Kane University and, of course, starting my own YouTube channel like I did that day. I have a life now, and I'm thankful that I'm not this Todd, and I'm hopeful that I will never become this Todd again for the rest of my life.
Man, why does life have to fly by so fast? I graduated from UCC, not making the weekly update videos anymore.
I do tend to talk to myself quite a bit, so this was usually one of those times where you let me see it.
I got to make a lot of great friends.
Oh man, I really looked ugly back then. I mean, look at that. I'm glad I'm not this Todd anymore.
I got an
Oh
idea.
no. I know what's about to happen here. Oh boy.
Y'all fun, you never see me again, huh?
I'm just prepared for it, folks. I know it's coming.
Back. So, to keep up with my friends at UCC, or start my own career, guess what's up?
Ah, here it comes, folks.
I have my own YouTube channel!
Ah! No! Oh, God! Oh! Nah. Nah. What the cringe flow through you? Yeah, you definitely saw some cringe flow through me there. I mean, I have no idea what I was doing there. That was just me letting loose because I didn't know any better, and it was my first original YouTube channel since leaving the IOSI chapter, so I really just had no idea what I was doing, man. I mean, this was just at the time of me just trying to find a way to be creative almost, just really just be as funny as possible. You don't see that kind of funny out of me anymore, you see me more measured now in my videos than I was back in the day, and so you might still see some of that, but it's not to the level that you saw of this back in the day, thankfully. But man, it's just embarrassing. I don't have too many regrets in my life, but that right there was one of them. Seeing me do those dances like you just saw in this video, I mean, I really feel like that's probably one of my most embarrassing moments. At the same time too, Little Uzi Vert music in this. I absolutely now know that I cannot use copyrighted music anymore, so thank God I got out that though, but again, I didn't know any better at the time. I just felt like I needed to put a little creativity in my videos.
Oh my God, Todd, please just stop, man, just stop. I know what you're thinking, alright? Come on. I gotta do Jesse because until then, I've never got to have my own audience.
yeah, at this point, it really depends on what you make of it. But, I feel like I'm happy with where I'm at. And so, obviously, I'm just glad I have you guys as my support group. And, I'm just happy that you guys are supporting all my videos, obviously.
So a month ago, I resigned as the position of VP of Communications for the ISI chapter of Phi Beta Kappa. During that time, you saw me make weekly update videos on the YouTube channel for the PTK ISI chapter.
Those are some fun times. I really miss those times. Those were some really good times back then.
Along with everything that's going on here at home, at my school, and more importantly, to catch up with some old friends.
That's technically still part of that, but I just haven't really gotten around to that really, so hopefully I do that very soon.
So for those of you that still don't know me too well, let me give you a little bit of info about my life.
Before I do that, I just want to let you know that back then, like I said before, I was really a guy that knew better than to do this, and so obviously, the fact that I revealed a whole lot about where I came from, obviously, I feel like that's something that I probably should have just toned down on. I know personally, though, it's not really a good idea to give away too much of my personal life. I mean, obviously, I do the life updates every 2 months, obviously, so you guys know exactly what's been happening with me, and I'm happy that I do that, but again, I had nothing else better to do with that, and I just felt like that, it would be best to let everything out rather than just be more measured than I was back then. So, obviously, now I'm a little more measured with what I revealed that's happening with me outside of YouTube. I try to keep it to just more specifics and not really just everything that's been going on, especially, stuff in my private life. Hence why you don't see me get too deep into my private life anymore. But again, during this time, I just felt internally stupid, so I really had nothing else better to do.
I live in about 6 cities throughout my life. Get it? 6 cities? I moved around a lot.
Yeah, 6 cities is quite a bit, and hopefully it'll be 7 soon once I find my own home.
After my dad got divorced with my mom. By the way, I currently live with my dad right now as we speak.
Probably should not have revealed that. I mean, that's probably one of my biggest regrets, revealing that at all. So I feel like I should have not revealed that whatsoever. I mean, everything that you need to know between me and my dad, that's basically for another time, That's private sense. You don't need to know anything about that.
During that time, I started playing football as well. I look so sexy in that
uniform. That was me when I was in my competitive spirit. I was in it for football. My sister was in the marching band at the time, and I just felt like I wanted to be on the team. And those are some very fun times. Obviously, one of my things that I probably never admitted out, but I really should, is that, at one point during my time playing football, I wanted to go into a career as an NFL player. Obviously, I didn't get a whole lot of playing time during my days, so I probably should have known right away that that was not going to pan out. And so, yeah, I felt like it would be a little bit more toned down on that. And so I'm happy with the job that I happen to have right now in New Jersey Symphony, obviously.
Speaking of my senior year, I then ended up moving up to Kinnelon, where I finally graduated from high school. And boy, was I glad that day came, because after 12 years of moving around, I finally got out in one piece.
Yeah, know how I said that, because I was about an average student when I was in high school. I mean, at one point in time, I was put into small level classes because I was struggling as a student. All that mattered to me was just football, lacrosse, and everything about video games and all that. I just struggled. But obviously, during the second half of my time in high school, I was able to get back into those higher level courses. But yeah, I was still just about average, hence why I had to start out at community college before going to Kane University. But hey, those were still times where I was just learning to find my own route here in the world. And so, what better transition to go through other than that?
And then, out of nowhere, I got kicked out.
You will not know exactly how I got kicked out. I am not telling you that.
Spent the last 2.5 years at Union County College, even spending some time as part of the communications department of the Phi Beta Kappa ISI chapter. That was where my presence began to form, and so here's a look at some of my best highlights from that time.
Yeah, these are some pretty good times. When I was in PTK, we did a whole lot of things, obviously, especially with all the videos, and those are good times, and I really miss those times. And I really wish I would get another opportunity to just be with these people soon. I mean, I have not been anywhere near my friends from ISI chapter in quite a long time. Even the new people there that are at the ISI chapter, but those were literally some of the best times that I've had in my life, and really the time where I started to really find my place as well. And I really feel like that PTK at the time was really a place that allowed me to find my passion for communication and media, and also leadership as well. And those are some very fun times. I don't know what's going on with the ISI chapter right now, but hopefully the next induction ceremony, I can probably get a day off so that way I can go attend it, because I really miss those people there at UCC, especially the staff there at UCC as well. I really like to go see them again at some point.
Now, just a couple weeks ago, I graduated from Union County College with my associate's degree in media. Don't I look so smug? Say hello to Dr. McMenamin. Hello.
I don't know why I acted like that, man. I wasn't smug, but that was at a time where I looked like I was, I don't know, a little bit more obese, and so my facial expressions were probably just a little more greedy than they probably should be. But Dr. McMenamin, I didn't get a chance to meet her personally until my very last semester at UCC, and she is probably one of the best people that I have ever met. And you know, she was one of those that helped guide me through my time at UCC, and really, she's just a very special person. I mean, if you're ever planning to start out at a community college and really go to Union County College, I would recommend going to that because this is a great precedent there. I'm very thankful that I got the chance to meet her during my time there.
Not much has been going on. I need to keep seeing them just in case I don't see them again in person. So I thought, why not just start my own YouTube channel?
And here we are 99 videos later, and we are still going strong.
I'm on the internet, and I get to talk to you guys about some of the things that made me. Now, obviously,
there are quite a bit that makes me me, and especially during that time.
Channel that quick. I don't expect at least about like 500 or maybe 1,000 subscribers, like maybe just a few days or so, maybe like a couple months, but
and you know what, I still do not expect myself to get that many subscribers. I mean, really, I'm still that small, but really, well, like I said, I have a goal of trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'm still hopeful that I can do that. But at the same time, you know, really the small group that I do have, that's really mostly what I need these days. You know, it's just, you know, those that really support what I'm doing. And again, I'm just treating YouTube as a hobby. I don't have any intention on making this as a career. I just want to do this as just a way to share my passion for video making and just, you know, have fun in general. And so, like I said, you know, I'm very thankful for all of you guys that have been able to stick around and, you know, support all my videos as well. And, you know, those that are watching that are new to this channel, hey, as usual, subscribe.
How I'm still staying connected with my friends over there, and also starting to make some new memories as well.
And there's been a lot of stuff that's also happened since then. A lot of new series too, and a lot of new videos that I've done as well. It's quite a bit.
Tomorrow I'll be going to Kane University for my first semester as a post-UCC student, where I'll be going for my bachelor's in media and film. Now, obviously, things could change at the end of the semester because at the end...
Okay, I do want to mention one point. When I first originally uploaded this video back in January 2019, there was a small portion of that video in which I sort of acted like, you know, there was a possibility that the professors there were absolutely horrible. That was not me personally saying that. That was just based on what I was seeing off of Rate My Professor. I looked at quite a few of the reviews, and there were a lot of professors that, you know, I saw some students say complain about. And again, that was why I was just, you know, like making that point. Obviously, since then, I've since taken down that original video, and that's why I edited that out, because I felt like that would probably be a little too rude and all that stuff. I didn't feel like that would be right to include in it. But let me tell you, now I feel a lot different about Kane University. Now I feel very glad that I went there. I mean, those were a lot of fun times that I spent there at Kane University, especially with Kane TV, you know, meeting all the friends that I had there and all the professors. Yes, I know the second half of my time there ended up being in, you know, virtual setting because of COVID, but hey, looking back now, I feel like I made a very smart choice for going to Kane University. And thank God we have Rate My Professor, because they allowed me to hopefully get all the best professors out there, and I'm so glad that I did that.
I'll be talking about some of the things that are going on at Kane University. I'll be talking about
yeah, and I did make one video about my time there at Kane, you know, that video in which I did that tour there, and so I really hope you guys enjoyed that. It's definitely a real good spending there.
And start making some new memories as well. You know me, I like to relive everything, because we don't want to put everything behind.
I don't think anybody would like to leave some of their old memories behind. I mean, there may be some times in which, you know, some of the old memories you may have to move on from, so that way you can start new ones. But you know me, I mean, I try my best not to leave too many of those memories behind, except for all the bad ones, obviously. Those ones I immediately throw out the window.
The only negative part about this right now is that I'm having to go back and forth between two things. I do not have my own video camera.
I do now, though.
I can finally have my own video camera, so that way, instead of having to go through this and this, we can end up getting some high quality videos for you guys.
Which I do now, though. I have my own camera and Adobe Premiere, so that makes things a lot better for me.
These phones do work when it comes to camera work, but obviously not the best thing as the video camera, unfortunately.
Nah, not as always. I mean, there are times where phones do work, you know. Yeah, phone cameras are not as popular as high quality video cameras, but I've seen a lot more people film with their phones than they have like in the past, and so it is definitely a popular method. And you know, I have still done that a couple of times before, even after I got my Sony HDR CX405. And you know what, it's definitely still popular, but you know, I just prefer to go old school with an actual video camera, which I'm glad I've had Live for nearly 2.5 years now, especially Adobe Premiere Pro. Thank God I've learned that as well, because it's a lot better than that Windows Movie Maker crap that I had when I started out on YouTube. I mean, but that was a really bad software, but at the same time, it was really the only one that I had to deal with. So all my options there when it came to that one were limited.
Maybe a few things along the way as well, so be sure that you guys are subscribed here.
As always, subscribe.
Channel, your voice as well. As always, follow me on my Facebook and Twitter as well. I'll leave them in the description below. No, I do not have an Instagram account.
Actually, I do now. I've had my Instagram account since April 2019, obviously, and I feel like out of all the social media accounts that I've had so far outside of YouTube, I feel like Instagram is really my favorite one, because this allows me to really express myself and really get you guys a much closer look of what's been happening with me. You know, Facebook and Twitter, they're absolutely a lot of fun, but man, I've made so many memories with Instagram there that it's just so much fun. By the way, in case any of you guys are wondering when I'm going to get into TikTok, well, that's probably not going to be anytime soon. I know it's popular, it's almost similar to YouTube, but I don't know how to make TikTok videos yet, so maybe we'll see exactly what happens with that in the future.
I know what you're thinking, why do I not have an Instagram account? Because, well, one thing, it's only done by the phone and not on the computer.
Not anymore. There's now an option for you to be able to upload on your computer now. That happened just a short time ago, so thank goodness that's now happened.
And otherwise, that's pretty much it. This is going to be the start of what will be a very fun and very long adventure.
3 years later, the ride still goes on.
I'll see you. It'll be a couple days from now. Hopefully I can give you a tour of my current school.
Check that out. That was still a good video.
And until then, Lil Bert style. I'm out.
Oh my god, I don't know why it went out like that there, but oh man, times, man, where did those times go by? That was, you know, for my first video, that was me just really letting loose at the time and just having fun. Obviously not as loose now as I was before then, but still, it's very interesting to see how 3 years later you look back on your first video and you realize that that would be really the beginning of something, and that would lead you to this point. Obviously, yeah, I mean, since then I've really only done one video where you've actually seen a lot of my friends, and that was really that bowling video that I did at that same year as well. And so I still have that on my mind. I'm really hoping that, you know, at some point I can start including some of my friends and family in my video as well. You know, you get to see them in person, and you know, I'm just shocked that I haven't actually been able to do that yet. But you know, I am hopeful that at some point I can finally get to do that, because you know, there are a lot of people that helped me get to this point in my life. And so yeah, maybe that work vlog too, the New Jersey company, that might still come very soon, but you know, again, I'm hoping to include them at some point. But yeah, you know, 3 years later, to see how much everything has now changed. You know, at the time I was just starting out, and you know, I was just letting loose and all of that, you know, just having fun without knowing exactly what making YouTube videos was all about, to now having a whole breadth of knowledge of what exactly to make on YouTube and listening to exactly what you guys would like for me to make. I mean, it's definitely a really different transition between back then to what it is now, and seeing how much things have changed on YouTube since then. And yeah, you know, here we are 100 videos later, and you know, it's just been a very fun time, and I just cannot thank all of you enough for being there with me throughout these last 3 years, especially during that break that I had between July of 2019 and July 2020, where I had at that point no interest of coming back into YouTube. I had almost completely lost interest during that time, even continuing to make YouTube videos. But you know, after that Best Buddies internship that I did, you know, things obviously changed, and so here we are, and you know, hopefully to another very solid 100 videos from here on out. So you know, it's just been a very fun ride so far, and you know what, I'm still getting started. You know, I still got a lot more planned for the near future, especially, you know, with all the new content that I have coming on the way. And as usual, I'm really hoping that you guys can stay with me for that time, because there are a lot of things that I'm planning that is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really hoping that you can stick around for that. And like I said, thank you for the 3 years that you've been with me throughout this time. It's been such a memorable ride during those 3 years that I started YouTube individually to where we are at right now. And yeah, let's see if we can continue to go strong here. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for my 100th video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me throughout these last 3 years. It's been a lot of fun, and you know what? I'm only just getting started. Like I said, I still got a lot more planned in the near future. So if you'd like to see more of my content, or if you are new to this channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. As I said before, I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so every new subscriber helps. As always, be sure to comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's vlogs, projects, or challenges, or maybe even more reaction videos like this one. Maybe react to one of my other past videos, or something that's real interesting on YouTube. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to make them. And as always, follow me on my social media, including my Instagram account. All the links to them will be in the description below. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this journey with me the last few years, and hopefully we can be able to keep this on going because I still got a lot more plans. So thank you guys so much. I hope you all having another great day as usual, and as always, I hope to see all of you again in another video very soon. So long, everybody.